Imagine the heart of the Brisbane Broncos attack crumbling in an instant. Walsh, the electrifying fullback who's carried them through chaos, suddenly clutching his calf and limping away from training, leaving fans gasping in disbelief. Is this the nightmare that derails their finals charge? Smash that like button, subscribe to NRL Insider, and ring the bell, don't miss a beat. The sun beat down on the Broncos training ground in Red Hill, where anticipation buzzed like electricity in the air. The team, fresh off a gritty climb back into the top 8, was honing their edge for the qualifying final against Canberra this Sunday. Walsh, the 23-year-old sensation with lightning speed and vision that turns games on their head, was at the centre of it all. He'd already overcome a brutal knee injury earlier in the season, missing 7 weeks and fighting back to spark their resurgence. Teammates marvelled at his resilience, coaches praised his work ethic, and fans idolised his flair. But as drills intensified, something snapped. Midway through a routine sprint, Walsh pulled up sharp, his face twisting in agony. He grabbed his lower leg, hopping on one foot before sinking to the turf. Medical staff rushed over, the session grinding to a halt. Whispers spread like wildfire. Was it a tear, a strain, or something worse? The Broncos' nightmare had begun, with their star player helped off the field, his status for the crucial clash hanging by a thread. Yet, in a twist that had everyone holding their breath, Walsh reappeared just 20 minutes later, jogging lightly back onto the grass. Hope flickered. Maybe it was just a scare. But then, without warning, he headed straight to the gymnasium, abandoning the session entirely. What hidden damage lurked beneath that brief return? The team held emergency huddles, coaches scrambling to adjust plans. Shibasaki, the reliable centre, got the urgent recall, signalling deeper concerns. As the day wore on, scans were scheduled, and the waiting game intensified. Broncos faithful prayed for good news, but the uncertainty loomed large, threatening to upend their post-season dreams. In the high-stakes world of NRL, one injury can rewrite destinies, and this one felt like a thunderbolt. Deepening the drama, let's rewind to Walsh's rollercoaster year, a tale of triumph laced with torment that makes this latest blow even more gut-wrenching. Back in April, during a fierce clash, he twisted his knee in a tackle gone wrong, sidelining him for what felt like an eternity. Doctors diagnosed a ligament strain, projecting 4 to 6 weeks out, but Walsh battled through rehab with ferocious determination, emerging stronger and hungrier. His return ignited the Broncos, propelling them from outside the playoffs to contenders, with dazzling tries and assists that lit up highlight reels. But scars from that ordeal lingered, subtle limps in practice, extra tape on his joints, reminders that invincibility is an illusion. Now, this calf issue strikes like a betrayal from his own body, at the worst possible moment. Insiders reveal Walsh felt a sharp twinge during acceleration drills, the kind that echoes past traumas. Teammates like Payne Haas and Ezra Mam rallied around him, but the mood shifted to Samba as he vanished into the gym. Surprise struck when reports leaked. It wasn't just rest. He was undergoing immediate assessments, with fears of a grade 2 strain that could bench him for weeks. Coach Kevin Walters, usually stoic, showed visible strain in post-training briefs, hinting at contingency plays without naming names. Shibasaki's recall wasn't just precautionary, it was a full pivot, bringing his defensive solidity to plug potential gaps. Fans flooded social media with support, but underlying panic brewed. Without Walsh's magic, could the Broncos dismantle Canberra's stout defence? The plot thickens as medical results trickle in, each update a potential game-changer. Will Walsh defy the odds again? Or is this the chapter where the hero falters? The NRL world watches, breath bated, for the next revelation in this unfolding saga. You're tuned into NRL Insider, where we dive deep into the stories that shape the game. Stay locked for more exclusive scoops. Shifting gears to the broader Broncos predicament, this injury isn't isolated. It's a symptom of a season plagued by close calls and comebacks that have tested their mettle to the core. From early slumps that saw them languishing mid-table to Walsh's previous absence turning matches into nail-biters, the team has walked a tightrope. Yet, Walsh's influence is undeniable. His stats scream superstar. Over 20 try assists, blistering runs averaging 150 metres per game, and defensive reads that save points. Losing him now, on the eve of finals, feels like fate's cruel joke. But here's the shocker. During that brief return to the field, Walsh attempted a kick, only to wince and pull up again. A detail caught on hidden cameras that sent shockwaves through the camp. Staff whisk him away for ice and compression, but optimism faded as he skipped team debriefs. Walters, in a rare candid moment, admitted the calf had been niggling for days, overlooked in the finals frenzy. This revelation stunned pundits. How did it escalate so fast? Enter Shibasaki, the unsung hero dusted off from reserves, his last outing a solid performance against tough opposition. His inclusion sparks debate. Can he match Walsh's dynamism, or will the attack stutter? Teammates vow to step up, with Haas promising to dominate the forwards and create space. But whispers of worst-case scenario circulate. If scans show tears, Walsh might miss not just Canberra but potential semis, derailing a legacy-building run. The nightmare deepens as rivals like Canberra smell blood, their coach Ricky Stewart grinning at the boost. Yet, in true Broncos spirit, resilience bubbles, past miracles fuel hope. As night falls on Red Hill, the team unites, but the question burns. Will Walsh rise phoenix-like, or crumble under pressure? The finals loom, charged with uncertainty. Exploring the ripple effects, this Walsh saga exposes the fragile underbelly of elite sport, where one misstep can cascade into catastrophe for an entire franchise. Broncos management faces tough calls: rush Walsh back and risk long-term damage, or play safe and forfeit his genius. Fans recall 2023's grand final heartbreak, where injuries doomed their bid. History repeating? Surprise emerges in training footage analysis. Walsh's calf issue mirrored a subtle hitch in last week's win, ignored amid victory euphoria. Experts dissect it. Biomechanics point to overuse from his knee recovery, a chain reaction no one saw coming. Physiotherapists predict 2 to 4 weeks if mild, but grim faces suggest otherwise. Shibasaki, thrust into the spotlight, brings experience from 50 games, his tackling prowess a silver lining. But off-field, the human story tugs hearts. Walsh, the young dad and Indigenous icon, battles not just pain but pressure to perform. Mates like Kotoni Staggs share stories of his grit, pushing through sessions despite doubts. The team bus to Canberra might carry a shadow, strategies reworked overnight. Rivals prepare counters, but Broncos insiders hint at secret weapons, perhaps a positional switch for Mam. The league buzzes with speculation, odds shifting against Brisbane. Yet, in a stunning turn, Walsh posts a cryptic social media update, a phoenix emoji, igniting hope. Is recovery underway, or bluff? As finals fever builds, this injury transforms from setback to epic narrative, testing loyalties and legacies. The Broncos' nightmare could birth a legend, or end in tears. Stick around as we track every twist. Thanks for watching NRL Insider. Subscribe for the latest NRL drama and insights.